It's a question many people ask,
And the answer takes us deep into the history of Islam, the guidance of the Quran, and the role of spiritual leadership in the Ismaili tradition. Let's explore the roots of daily prayer in Islam and understand why the Ismaili practice is not only authentic, but deeply rooted in the Quran and the Prophet's own time. In the earliest days of Islam in Mecca, the Prophet Muhammad and his followers prayed only 2 times a day, at sunrise, Salat al-Fajr, and at sunset, Salat al-Maghrib. Later, after migrating to Medina, the Qur'anic instruction evolved. Allah says in Surah Hud 11:1-14, "Establish prayer at the 2 ends of the day and at the approaches of the night." These 3 prayer times were Fajr, morning, Maghrib, sunset, Isha, night. That's 3 prayers directly referenced in the Quran and practiced during the Prophet's life. After the Prophet's passing, early Islamic jurists worked to standardize religious practices. Over time, the Prophet's voluntary midday, Zuhur, and afternoon Asr prayers were made obligatory, leading to the 5 daily prayers we see in Sunni and mainstream Shia practice today. But here's the critical point. Historians and scholars have shown that the 5 times a day structure wasn't fully established until about 100 years after the Prophet's death. Let's look at what the Quran actually says. Surah 11:1-14, at the 2 ends of the day and the approaches of the night. Surah 17:78, at the sun's decline till the darkness of the night and the morning recitation. Surah 4103, prayers are enjoined upon believers at fixed times. Surah 2238, guard your prayers, especially the middle prayer. Scholars often interpret this middle prayer as Maghrib, making it the central point of the 3-prayer cycle. Even Surah 2458 refers only to 3 key times of privacy: before Fajr, during noon rest, after Isha. Interestingly, the verse some cite for an afternoon prayer, Surah 30:18, uses the word hamd, praise, not salat, prayer. You may have heard the story of the Mirage, the Prophet's night journey, where Allah supposedly told him to instruct 50 prayers, later reduced to 5 on Moses' advice. But did you know? This hadith was narrated 100+ years after the Prophet's death, and many scholars consider it theologically problematic and historically unreliable. Another hadith says, Angel Jibril taught 5 prayers after the Mirage. Yet this version emerged even later, around 150 years after the Prophet. Early Islamic sources do not agree on how many prayers were originally practiced, and many of them acknowledge only 3 set times. In the face of all this historical complexity and contradiction, the Ismaili Muslim community follows a simple, unifying principle. Divine guidance comes through the living Imam, Maulana Hazir Imam, the direct descendant of Prophet Muhammad, through Imam Ali and Hazrat Fatima. The Ismaili Imam is the interpreter of the Quran in the present time. He has designated 3 daily prayers for the Jamaat, honoring the Quranic guidance and the practice during the Prophet's lifetime, while also considering the spiritual and practical needs of the modern world. For Ismailis, prayer is not just ritual, it's a living connection to Allah, guided by the authority of the Imam of the time. So, why do Ismailis pray 3 times a day? Because it's aligned with the Quran, rooted in the Prophet's own practice, guided by the Imam's living interpretation. In a world where religious practices often become fixed in the past, the Ismaili tradition offers a model of faith that evolves with time, without losing its roots.